All right, here we are in the first game of our best of three between Aftermath Theory in the Blue Infernal and his Red Infernal opponent, Kel. And Theory just played in the Little Mac tournament this morning and came in third place. Having a couple real fun Infernal versus Infernal games, so maybe we'll see some interesting matches between these two. And he's opened here with a conclave on the high ground and a vault down on the low ground with a little bit of a partial wall starting there. And there was a little bit of a battle between the two Hexens here, and it looked like Theory's Hexen won that battle by maybe aggroing the creeps. It looked like the creeps had got a few hits in, and Kel's Hexen here is definitely low on 31 HP, and is decided to maybe, oh, I think is going for the healing cabbage. Yeah, that's very smart. Got a few seconds to kill before the brutes or gaunts, I guess, come out to do the creeping. Go grab that healing cabbage, maybe allowing that Hexen to do a little bit of tanking in this initial creep battle. Depending on how each player likes to distribute the damage. That's one of the reasons why the Fell Hogs are there. You kind of want the Fell Hogs doing the tanking since they're temporary units. They're going to die anyways. Might as well waste that. Less so the Fiends. They're also kind of free units, but they're not necessarily temporary. You kind of want to preserve them. And of course, after you capture a healing camp like this, you can soak up in its sweet juices for a moment. Over here, it looks like we got Brutes and Gaunts coming out for Theory. And also grabbing a healing cabbage here before taking on the speed camp. Looks like using the Hexen to tank in his creeping battle. And interestingly, finding the spot where those shadow demons are maybe willing to run back home, helping them creep a little bit. But both teams creeping out their speed camp now. And Kel, interestingly, staying on 2 Gaunts. Now, why? Oh, we've got 2 more Gaunts. Maybe it's because they popped out to fight this Fiend. And one reason you might do that is to preserve your Therium income or maximize your Luminite income so that you can drop a Ritual Chamber, an extra Shine, and get some upgrades going quicker. We do have 4 Gaunts here from Theory as well, and well, 6 now. And that's saying more Therium is being spent on those Gaunts, possibly slowing down that tech. But Kel's willing to engage. In fact, trying to get Theory to come back and fight with his Fellhogs in the healing camp, which would definitely be on his terms. Maybe trying to pick off one of these slower brutes. But yeah, I think good strategy there to not really fight outside the healing camp, as the Gaunt numbers were equal now in Kel's favor. But with the brutes there, that's enough to make that a scary battle. Theory also, I think, wisely choosing to retreat, not fighting into that well-fortified healing camp, and instead maybe going home to eco up a little bit, and then also looks like now going to go for this Luminite camp in the middle of the map. And we can see here that the trees have been chopped down on both sides. I believe that was by an imp of Theories. Not sure where that imp went after. But often you'll see a farm or a shroud stone placed up here to help keep this. We only have the effigy, although look, it's a permanent effigy, and that means it's the second one that Theory has summoned there. And his shrine, it looks like slower, and that's sort of what I was commenting on. By slowing down the Gaunt production at the beginning and not pumping out some brutes, Kel was actually able to get his eco up a little bit faster, get a ritual chamber, and I don't see anything on there, which probably means plague axes are done. Yeah, plague axes are already done. So this is a pretty sort of a early gamble by producing less units, but it's one that's paid off for Kel so far. Pushed off that early aggression. quite easily, and has now got a third base down when we've just got the first, or the natural being taken by TheoRy, or it's just now up with, it looks like here, 9 workers. How many we got in the main? So actually doing pretty good with it. We have a greater shrine coming out here. Now, his army's out on the map, and he has been able to scout out this base now. What's he going to do about that? How is Kel going to respond? There's only a single fiend there. That can be annoying, and it does permanent damage to that shrine. But looks like just 4 gaunts sent. I kind of like that response instead of marching the whole army out in case it was a bait. Now regrouping together. And now we got a speed force coming in. This is what maybe he was worried about. That force is dangerous with a single mag in there. This is becoming a new kind of meta I've noticed. A single mag for a few reasons. It's really good for a very short period here against those gaunts. You see the gaunts have to pull back. And in fact, it's a GG out of Kel. That's a very early GG. Alright, here we are back into game 2 of this best of 3 match in the Alpha Navigators Cup weekly number 22. And winner of game 1 is Aftermath's TheoRy with a quick mid-game tech switch into a Magmadon to help him win that first game. And his first Lumberjack Imp is already out, chopping down trees, and dropping a vault. And this is sort of a well-developed meta now on this Broken Crown map that at least I'm seeing a lot of top-level Infernals doing that right away. There's a few reasons to do that. Now we have a Hexen here. Now, what's going on? This Hexen is trying to get those Shadow Mastiffs to attack the Imp or the farm. That was not successful. And I think the other Hexen has already teleported home after doing a bit of a scout. And what was that scout going to see? Well, a pretty standard open. We got the 2 Imps on Therium. That's going to fund your Gaunt production off your early Conclave. As well as a little bit left over so you can maybe start doing upgrades, which is obviously your goal when you're opening with Gaunts. As well as a vault here. And we got a vault first, it looks like, from Kel. And do a second vault, so we're doing double vault here. And we've actually got fiends across the map that have come right onto this creeping forest, and they're right on top of the gaunts. That's 2 dead gaunts. And actually now, okay, the TheoRy's Hexen got out of there with a little hokey pokey, and now I'm not sure what Kel's plan is. Is he going to creep this camp? He is going to steal one more fiend and steal one of the creeps. But a little wary. There is a farm he could take for free up here. A little wary of finding out what TheoRy's answer is. He's got his gaunts of his own now. But that was a great early move to jump on top of those first 2 gaunts and take them out. And those gaunts, as I was already commenting, cost that early Therium. And if you have to produce more gaunts to replace the ones you've lost, you're going to be behind in the tech. And now they're trying to get on top of the Hexen, but wow, actually the Hexen managing to stay alive. Instead, these 2 brutes are trying to get some Gaunt kills, and they do. And it's preventing the healing camp from being taken. And it's hard to see what's going on behind those trees, but there's no Hexen coming out of that battle. So I think both sides lost their Hexen if I'm scoring correctly here. Sometimes it's hard for me to keep track of who's who in an Infernal versus Infernal. Also because Kel's got the brutes but opened with the fiends, and TheoRy's going brute gaunt. So the brutes coming out of TheoRy are to just help combat against the heavy brutes. Brutes on gaunts, I think the brutes win if you're in a toe-to-toe battle. I think gaunts can, of course, do some good kiting. Maybe if they've got plague axes, can get some benefit from the infest damage. But the brutes are just kind of tanky frontliners that you don't really want on top of your gaunts. And now we got some brutes just deciding I'm going to come right up into the base. I think kind of scout brutes a little bit. You know, do you have a natural up? And there isn't one up yet for theory. This has been one base with is that Plague Axe is on the way. Still with oh, it looks like 3 imps now on Therium with a full 12 on the Luminite. Again, no base going down. Instead, an army coming across the map. 4 fiends, 3 brutes, and looks like 5 gaunts here. Now this is going to come right on top of this base. There's a single brute here in defense, and to see what's coming. Gaunts trying to get up into the main to get on top of the imps, and it looks like they do. But it's mostly just Micro from Kel right now to get his units back into a good position. And there are not really any imps down here for Theory to jump on, so he's going to try and take down the shrine, which is also a great target. I really think buildings are a good target in your harass. Workers tend to be a little bit more tanky than they are in other games like StarCraft and such. So sometimes jumping on your workers, you're not really getting the efficiency, the payback that you want. Now it looks like this push is actually going to do very well, and that's another GG out of Kel, having lost all his brutes there. Alright, that's a quick 2-0 from Theory, and we'll go into the next round.